the love that we have, the insight, the compassion, the strength. I just think that we are these magnificent, beautiful warriors. I think that women are coming together, that we are recognizing each other, and we are just so powerful in supporting each other. And I think that this is what the planet needs right now. I think that this is what the world needs, is that love and compassion and understanding and giving that women carry inside our souls. Welcome back to Coming to Focus. I am your host, Helen, and thank you for being here. Today is another solo episode for me, and I wasn't sure I was going to do one because I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about. And not that I need to do a lot of solo episodes, but I am trying to release a podcast episode each week. 2 of them being guests and maybe 2 of them being me. And no matter how short it is, it doesn't matter. It's just a great practice for me to have that consistency and that connection to doing the podcast. So again, I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. And then on Monday, I did a photo shoot in my studio. And I have something that I am creating called Soul Sisters. And it's capturing that beautiful connection between friends. Those friends that speak to our soul, those friends that we just turn to and that are there for us. And I've started capturing that through a photography series called Soul Sisters, and I had the great fortune of shooting Tracy Moore and Terry Hart. And during our photo shoot, they asked me, like, what is this all about? What is the Soul Sisters about? And just simply, it is about celebrating those relationships that we have with women. It's about celebrating that connection and that beautiful relationship that we have with each other. And no matter if we are married or have partners or have kids, there is something really magical and really special about the connections that we have with women. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, our friendships and our soul sisters. I first want to say that I am going to mention some names of my girlfriends who mean the world to me. And if I do not mention anybody's name, I'm sorry. It's not because you don't mean the world to me. I'm just sort of using certain names of people in my life as examples. And I'm saying that because I have so many incredible friends in my life. I am so blessed and fortunate for the relationships that I have. And friendships for me mean so much to me. When I was growing up, as many of you know, because I've shared, we moved around a lot. We lived in subsidized housing, so I didn't have a lot of close girlfriends. And to be honest, I was I was at that era in life where women weren't always kind to each other. It was that time where women felt very threatened by each other and often would put each other down. And I completely get that. You know, there used to be a time where it would be one job for a woman that 100 or 200 women were fighting for. Or when you even think about how the dances, back in the 50s, where the women would look so pretty and they would sit on chairs and wait to be asked to dance. And the prettier they were, the more chance that they would get that, a male suitor would come and ask them to dance. So women have kind of always been sort of pitted against each other. And I do believe that that is changing. I do believe that we are sort of taking back the power of sisterhood and just really loving and embracing and supporting each other, which makes me so, so happy. And when I was doing photos this week, I photographed Terry Hart and Tracy Moore, and it was really beautiful witnessing their connection. And they've been friends. They've known each other for quite a few years. Their friendship has gotten stronger, I would say, over the last 4 to 5 years. And what I found really interesting watching their friendship, listening to the connection that they had, they have shared a lot with each other. They've obviously shared a lot of joy, a lot of love, a lot of similarities in the field that they are in the business. They're both in the entertainment industry. But they've also shared their heartache with each other. They've also shared their struggles, and they've supported each other through that. I always think that's so important because friendships aren't all sort of rainbows and unicorns. They are also the hard times that we go through that make us and that make our friendships really strong. I have one friend in my life, Deborah, and we have been friends since I think I was 17 or 18. She's a couple of years older than me. And we met through my brother. She was my brother's best friend. And when my brother was dying, we would go to the hospital together to spend time with him. And when he passed, he actually asked Deborah if she would move in with me and that she would take care of me when he was gone because he knew how hard it was going to be. And Deborah is for sure my sister in this world. She has that relationship. We have that relationship where we have seen each other at our worst. She has seen me when I was stuck in addiction and just a mess, and she loved me, and she would help pick up the pieces. And often before I met my husband, getting my heart broken, and she would come and pick me up, and I would go over to her place and have dinner with her husband and her family. And she is just home for me. She is family for me, and I love her so much. And I think that's really important too, because when we share the parts of ourselves that we're struggling with, when we share the parts of ourselves that we don't even like to look at, I think that it strengthens a friendship. I think it strengthens the trust. I think it strengthens the relationship. And I also think that we're giving each other a gift. I think that when somebody turns to you and says, hey, I need your help, I'm going through something, that is such an honor to be there, to hold that space and to support that person. And that's what makes your friendship even stronger. So, soul sisters, what is that? Soul sisters are the women who speak to your soul. They are the women that live in your soul. They are the ones that when you talk to, they look deep, deep into your eyes and they go on this journey with you. And I am so blessed that I have Deborah, I have MT, I have Kate, I have Liz, I have Alex, Maya. I know I'm missing somebody and I apologize for that, but it's just these rich friendships that when you hang up the phone or after you've been with them, you feel like your heart has expanded. You feel held and you feel safe. And I think that those relationships are so important to nurture. And I think that also having those friendships, I have my dear friend Vivian, where she lives in Los Angeles, and we've been friends since, I think we were 17. And her and I have that friendship that we don't speak every day. We speak maybe, every couple of months, but we just pick up right where we left off. And she's actually the friend that when I go to LA or when she comes and visits me here, we still sleep in the same bed together. That's what we did when we were kids, and we do that now, and we just lie in bed and we giggle and we talk, and it's just the greatest thing. And my husband and boys, they just love it. My husband goes, okay, I'm going to sleep in the other room so you guys can have your thing. And it's just reminds us actually of when we were kids and we were in the bedroom listening to Don't Give Up on Me, Baby by David Soul. And it's still that same energy where we giggle and we talk and we put face masks on, and it's just the most special thing in the world for me, and it fills my heart and soul. The friendships that come and go, I think that's really important to address too, because I've had a lot of friends that have come into my life and come out of my life, and I don't look at those as failures. Even the ones that hurt, even the ones where you have a disagreement and you part ways, they have come into your life for a reason. They have taught you something. You have taught them something. And I find that when I have a friendship that doesn't work out, I had one over the last few years, and it was a hard one for me. I felt very hurt by that person, and I know she felt very hurt by me. But I chose to try to see the good. I chose not to sort of create a situation of turning that person into a monster or that they were wrong. And I just tried to stay open. And it's not always easy to do, because sometimes when things don't work out, we want to find somebody to blame. We want to find a reason why it didn't work out. And sometimes there's this spiritual term that the contract has expired, and sometimes that just happens with friendships. The contract expires, and it can either just sort of find its own way and drift apart, and sometimes, unfortunately, like this one, there can be a conflict where it makes that happen. But I think that it's really important that all of the relationships that we have, all of the women who come in and out of our lives, that we try our best to honor them and not speak cruelly of them, and just try to sort of take the higher ground. And I do believe that, again, people come in and out of our lives. And I know when we're younger, we sometimes, whether it's, girlfriends, or even sometimes with boys that we dated or girls that we dated, we want to try to villainize them. We want to try to make them wrong and us right. And I don't know if it's because I'm turning 60 this year, because I'm getting older, but I just don't care. I don't have the time for that. I just think sometimes things happen, we don't get along with people, and let's just walk away and wish them well. Life is too short. And in my own life, my mom, who I love very much, when my dad and my mom divorced, my mom had a lot of resentment, and she never let that go. And I saw that sort of fester in her, and I saw it was almost like a cancer, that it just sort of took over all the good in her. And she still is a lovely person, but there is this edge to her, and this part of her still, after all these years, that she can't let go of that anger. And I just think it only destroys us. I always try to choose love. Sometimes it takes me time to do that. There's also a lot of spiritual leaders that talk about when we meditate, we often send love or prayers to people that we love and that are good to us. But what if we were to try to do that to the people who have hurt us? What if we were to try to do that to the people that we actually don't get along with? Marianne Williamson says it's very easy to love somebody when everything is going great, but it's when things get hard that real love begins. So sometimes we don't have people in our lives. They're toxic for us. It's not the right relationship, but we can let them go with love for them and also for ourselves. So how do we nurture these relationships? I think it's different for everybody. I think for me, I always tell the people in my life how much I love them. I try to give them as much love and support as I can, and I get that back also. Another thing to remember too is how we show love to each other isn't necessarily how that person is going to show love back to us. So if you are someone, like, I'm very demonstrative with my love, I'm very all over you. I'm like a puppy dog. I'm like, oh my God, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'm all over you. Because somebody doesn't show their love for you in a friendship that same way doesn't mean that they don't love you. So understanding, I think there's that book, The Love Languages. I don't know if they have it for friends. I think it'd be a good idea if they did. But that we all have different ways of how we express our love. And understanding how somebody does that and how you do that, I think is a real key thing to a success in a friendship. Because I am somebody, if I know someone's going through a bad time, I will pick up the phone and call them. Not all friends do that. It doesn't mean that they don't care. It doesn't mean that they don't love you, but maybe they just don't think of doing that, but they might show their love and support for you in another way. Women, we need each other. We need to support each other. We need to love each other. And we are going to help each other thrive. We are going to help each other succeed. And we are going to help each other get through this life that we are living. And I think that women are just so powerful. I think that the love that we have, the insight, the compassion, the strength. I just think that we are these magnificent, beautiful warriors. But here's the thing. We don't go to war raising a sword. We go to war with our arms open and our hearts open and just letting love lead the way. And I think that there is an army of women right now. I think that women are coming together, that we are recognizing each other, and we are just so powerful in supporting each other. And I think that this is what the planet needs right now. I think that this is what the world needs, is that love and compassion and understanding and giving that women carry inside our souls. So let's support each other. Let's love one another and help each other rise. Because when one of us rises, we all get to rise. And I'm so grateful for the women in my life. To my Deborah, to Colin, to MT, to Di, to Kate, to Christine, to Lizzie. I know I'm forgetting people right now and I'm really sorry, but you all live in my heart and soul, and I'm so grateful for you. And I'm grateful for the women that come into my studio that I get to photograph. I am grateful for the women who have come here before us, our ancestors. And I am so grateful for the younger women like the Mayas in my life and the Alexes who are going to take the beautiful wisdom that we continue to share with them and they share with us and do something magical with it. So if you have that woman in your life, if you have that soul sister, hold on to her, call her, love her, and just let her know how much she means to you. So thank you. I love you, and I hope you have a magical day. Till next time.